What is up, guys? Hello and welcome. So finally I am making a video on vehicle shipments, specifically on how to make the Cybertruck. So the first thing that I should mention is there is a link in the description to this Google Spreadsheet, I guess actually is technically what it is, made by Vody, so shout out to him. Good job on this, by the way. It is very helpful. Basically, over here on the left, just going to take you through what you do. Well, of course, first thing you do is go like File, make a copy, save it for yourself so that you can edit it whenever you need to. Then you go here and you choose how many of each vehicle you want. And you want to make sure that both of these are checked right here. You don't necessarily have to, but it is helpful because then you don't have like extras, you'll have bad ratios and stuff, as it'll say here. Say if you have the Mark 13 or Mark 14, it is highly recommended that you have those. And then it'll tell you how much train yard capacity you have. Now, you don't have to use train yards. It just means that you'll have to use other storages in place of just having everything in the train yard and being like all in one place and easy to get to. But as you see right here, it is 74,000 kilograms, leaving everything in there, and then 34,000 if you don't delete everything, like all the extras while you're going. And as you see right here, I have 79,000, so I'm right on that verge of being able to make 4 Cybertrucks. Also, I'm going to be giving those Cybertrucks away on my Discord, so join in the description if you want to have a chance to win those. It'll probably be going up pretty much whenever I post this video, and it'll be like a few days before the winner is picked. And then, yes, all you do is just start at the top and work your way down. Get your planks, then toxic waste, so on and so forth. So, yes, this is very helpful. I will leave a link to this in the description, so be sure to use that. And I will see you guys in the game. Okay, I'm leaving that in just because, yep, that's amazing. Love it. Okay, we are finally here. So the first step in making vehicle shipments is to go to any of the logging camps and collect logs and turn them into planks. So then after you pick up the logs from the logging camp, any of them, now there are now 3 of them, it has been updated. So there's one here, sort of on this side of the mountain, one in the original location, and then one down at the bottom below the original location. So any of those, I would recommend doing this one. It's the easiest to get to. Then just cut through here and I'll see you at the actual sawmill. Okay, here we are at the new sawmill location. There we go, it went. And what you want to do is mill planks times 5, and there we go. Just let that mill the planks, and then take these to the train yard or whatever storage you are putting them in. But as I said, I recommend that you have the train yards in order to do this. So okay, so I was actually just climbing up here to kill myself, but I found one of these up here just coincidentally. I will be making a video on the spaceship parts in the future, as well as the monkey dude that you can talk to at Town Hall, which tells you where you can find these. So yes, that will be coming out soon. Okay, and step 2 of the process is going to be to gather recycled trash from this location right here. I'll show you once it's done where it is on the map. Okay, so right here, sort of at the bottom, it is the recycling center. Pick it up at the recycling center, and if you are using the train yard, put it in any of the train yard storages that you have down here. And if you are not, what I would suggest doing is actually coming up here, sorting it at the sorting facility, and then putting it either in faction storage or yellowjack storage, somewhere up here in Sandy Shores, because that's where it's going to be used. Okay, so on to step 3. Now step 3 is to come down here to the Elysian Island waste deposit and pick up toxic waste. So you're going to be picking up toxic waste from the Elysian Island waste deposit, and if you are putting it in a train yard, take it there, or you can go ahead and filter it at the filtering plant and store it wherever you are storing it. Okay, so step 4 is going to be filtering the toxic waste which you just got from Elysian Island, and then putting it back into the train yard or whatever storage you are using. That was like full force head on. Okay, so step 5, if you have not already done so, is to sort your trash here in Sandy, sort of, oh, I don't want to hit that, sort of in the middle of Sandy right here, sort of at the sorting facility. Back out, pull back in since I closed it. There we go. And recycle the trash. And then put everything that you got from it back into the train yard, same as you did with the toxic waste. Okay, so step 6 is to come to the quarry and pick up some quarry rubble, then take it to the filtering plant and filter it for, or well, filter it, then gravel to get sand. That is what we are going for. So, oops. Oh, I actually forgot about part of this. So what you are actually filtering the quarry rubble and the gravel for is for sand and raw ore mix. You need both of those. So that's actually going to be step 7, and step 8 is to move sand and raw ore mix to your train yard or whatever storage you are using. And an optional step 9 is to move emeralds to the train yard or wherever to sell later. That is not required, but you can do that if you wish. Okay. Okay, so the next step that you're going to need to do before doing step 10 is you will need to become a petrochemical trucker so that you can see the locations for rubber and oil, specifically the LS pumping station, which is down here in the city, right here, sort of at the right side in the oil fields, as to be expected for an oil pump. So I will see you guys once I am down there. And before I forget, I should probably mention how you become a petrochemical trucker is if you are a trucker, there will be 2 different trucking HQs, one down here at the docks and one in Sandy Shores, where you can become the like specialized truckers, and that's where you become a petrochemical trucker. So you can either do it here or at this one down here at the docks. It is closer down here, so this might be the better one to do it at. So, okay, so step 10 is going to be to come here to the LS oil platform and extract crude oil. Now this is actually going to be the beginning for both steps 10 and 11. So for 10, you're going to get the crude oil, then take it to the refinery for rubber, and then for step 11, you're going to take it to the refinery for crude oil, and then store it in your train yard, or whatever storage you are using. Okay, so the second part for steps 10 and 11 is to refine rubber and refine crude oil, then take it to your storage. Now, the refinery is over here on the right side of the map, right here. All you got to do, just drive in here, and first off, I'll actually just go ahead and refine the crude oil. Or refine rubber, my bad. Okay, so I should probably go ahead and mention that if you are using the spreadsheet that I put in the description, the part where it says that you need to refine more crude oil to get kerosene, you only need to do that step if you are making rocket voltics. Otherwise, you don't need to worry about it. So then what that means, if you are done with that, if you did the optional step 9, which was moving the emeralds so that you could sell them later, now is when you would want to do that. Take them to the jewelry store, which actually is not going to be on my map, but it'll be right here on your map, right by City Hall, basically right next to it, and that is where you sell the emeralds. Okay, so in order to continue on with the next steps, you will need to be back to a normal commercial trucker. So what that means is you need to go to basically any normal job center and switch back over to a trucker, or you can go back to one of the trucking HQs and switch there. It does not matter which one you go to, just as long as you switch back to being a commercial trucker. Now I should mention that using a job card to become a trucker will not work. It'll basically just make you the same kind of trucker that you were already. And the next step that we are going to be doing, I am actually going to be doing 3 different steps at once right now. So step 13, 14, and 15, just because I was able to fit all of that into my trailer. And then there's going to be one extra step here at the foundry. Okay, so first thing, step 13, refine the tin, and then if you do not have, if you're making a bunch, you will take it from the train yard, take scrap tin from your train yard, refine it at the foundry, then take it back to the train yard. Then the next step is to refine aluminum, same as before, take it from the train yard, refine it at the foundry, and then take it back to the train yard as well. And then the next step is you will want to bring the you want to bring the refined tin and scrap mercury that you have from your train yard to the foundry, and you'll want to refine amalgam and then take that to your train yard or whatever storage you are using, and then we will be on to the next step, which is also at the foundry. Okay, so for step 16, what you're going to want to do is come back to the foundry, but you'll want to bring sand in order to refine it into glass. Okay, so step 17 will be at the factory, which if you do not know where that is, it's down at the bottom of the map. Right here next to this. I need to back out and back in since I closed it. And what you're going to be making is fiberglass spools. Now these are in a 1 plank, 4 glass, and 8 plastic to make 1 or 2 fiberglass spool. Then take these back to the train yard for storage or wherever you are storing everything. Okay, so step 18 is sort of a twofer. It's going to be at the foundry and the factory. You're going to be crafting batteries and circuit boards. Now if you have the guide or the spreadsheet, it'll tell you, at least for your last run, how much you need to take. And so what you will need to bring with you is acid, planks, raw ore mix, scrap aluminum, scrap lead, and plastic. It's a lot, but if you use the spreadsheet, it'll help you a lot on knowing what exactly you need to bring. I really recommend that you use it. So what you will need to do is refine aluminum. That is the first thing to do. Okay, and then once you refine your aluminum, you will need to refine solder. So once you are done refining the solder, you will lastly want to refine raw ore mix. Okay, and once you are done refining everything, you'll want to head over to the factory. Okay, and then once you are at the factory, what you're going to want to do is craft copper wire spools to start with. Okay, and once you have the copper wire spools, you will want to make circuit boards. And then last, you will create batteries. And you will actually, at least if you're doing the amount that I have a little bit of leftover refined solder. So you'll have batteries and circuit boards. Okay, so for step 19, it is once again sort of a two-part at the foundry and factory. What you're going to be doing is crafting the remaining batteries that you need. So once again, you will need to bring aluminum, solder, acid, raw ore mix, scrap aluminum, and scrap lead. And first things first, come to the foundry and refine your aluminum. Then you will want to refine solder. And then last but not least, you will want to refine the raw ore mix. Okay, and once you have completed those, you can head over to the factory again. Okay, and once you are at the factory, you will want to craft batteries. Okay, so we are into the final stretch, which is crafting the vehicle parts, and then finally we will craft the vehicles. So, I'm just going to go ahead and mention, do these next few steps separately. They use the same components, and you don't want to accidentally make too much of one kind. So it is worth the extra few trips to avoid having that happen. So what you're going to want to do is come up here to Paleto Bay, to the car parts factory, I guess. And first thing that you're going to do is take 15 amalgam for each chassis that you're going to be making. So you're going to come here and craft a chassis. As you see, 15 refined amalgam to make one chassis. Okay, so the next step, so step 21, you will want to create the frameworks, which is 25 refined amalgam for every one vehicle framework. And it goes without saying, whenever you make these, put them back into your storage whenever you're done. Okay, so then step 22 is to create the wheels, which is 10 rubber and 1 aluminum for each wheel. And of course you need 4 wheels for the vehicles. So okay, so step 23 is going to be to make car batteries. Now it is 2 normal batteries for each 1 car battery. And then this is where it sort of splits off if you are making the different kinds of vehicles. If you are making the Cybertruck, or the Savannah as it actually is, then you will need traction batteries. Now how you make that is it will be 6 normal car batteries for every 1 traction battery. So step 24, if you are making the Cybertruck, you will have to do this part. You will have to convert some of the car batteries into traction batteries. Now it is 6 car batteries for every 1 traction battery. So go ahead and convert all that, and then if you are done with that, then that means that you have all of the parts that you need to make a car. And so the final step will be to actually craft the vehicles. So I will see you guys once I am at the car factory. Okay, so we are finally to the end, to the final step, which is crafting the actual vehicle. So I'm going to go through really quick and basically just say how much these take. So if you are making either of the Fudos, then you just need 15 fiberglass spools, automotive chassis, the car batteries, or 1 chassis, 1 battery, 5 circuit boards, 50 refined amalgam, 25 glass, 1 vehicle framework, and 4 wheels. That is for both of those. I think as well, oh yes, as well as the hijack vertice, I'm not sure which it is. If you're making the Night Shark, it will be the same, except you need to get military goods and military titanium as well. So that is an extra step. If you want me to make a video on those two different parts, like how to get them, I can do that. Just let me know in the comments. Now, for the two that most people are probably interested in, the rocket voltic, the only difference is it'll be the same parts, except you need 100 kerosene for every voltic that you make. And if you are making the Savannah or the Cybertruck, you will need, I believe, 4 batteries, 3 traction batteries for every one. So let's just go ahead and make our Cybertrucks. Okay, I realized what I am missing. I am missing some of the fiberglass spools, so I'm going to come back later to finish that. But I believe that is everything that I need to cover. If you have any questions, this has been a long video, so I may have forgot to mention something. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will answer them, or try my best to. And if you have any topics that you want me to cover in a future video, leave those in the comments as well. And as I said before, I am actually going to be giving away these 4 Cybertrucks on my Discord. So if you are interested in that, as well as some other exclusive giveaways, go check out my Discord. There's a link to it in the description. There will be a link to the spreadsheet to figure out how much of everything that you need as well in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch. I have been live streaming lately. Probably not going to be as much for the next maybe like week or two. I have midterms, so won't be as much as what I would like. But after that, I will be hopefully live streaming a lot more. So yes, I think that is everything. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.